right, Briana, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
Good. All right. So we've chatted a little bit about your experience, why you're looking for a new job, what you're looking for, salary, all that good stuff. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. We went over a job that I thought would be really good for you. I'm hiring for an attorney's office for a property damage specialist. And when I saw your skill set that you have over 20 years experience with vehicle title processing, um, I thought you'd be a really good fit for that. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the work that you've been doing? And you had some really great tenure. So it's okay to say where you worked and how long you were there.
Okay. New Smyrna Beach Chevrolet. I was an automotive title clerk. I contacted the state of Florida on a daily basis to process the title work of incoming purchases. I've done wholesales. I've also kind of got into the paperwork a lot as far as hands-on. When I started, it was basically everything I did by hand. I notarized my paperwork, I processed all the cash, I did deposits, I've contacted the state, I've gone through and processed directly with all of the interstates as far as where the vehicles were being titled. I've submitted documents that I've had to create on my own. All of the paperwork that comes from finance isn't always correct. For the most part, I had to go through and recreate everything by hand with the forms that were available to me online. So I did have to go through and seek those out individually. I processed all the way through until the deals were complete.
All right, and then I read the job description for you for the role that I thought that could be a good fit for you. I mean, obviously we have other positions as well, but the one that I thought you'd be a good fit for, and you brought something up that I thought was interesting, is that you do know all about insurance and the gap insurance, and you were telling me about that. So tell me about what you were telling me before for the recording.
When you purchase a vehicle, you have the option to, at the time of sale, also purchase gap insurance. I went through and I processed those claims. I was in direct contact with the insurance companies when the vehicles were a total loss. I would go through and work with them side by side to find out, the mileage of a vehicle, how much gap had been used when the vehicle was totaled, and process those straight through alongside the insurance
Okay.
companies.
All right, great. Let's see here. We talked about pay. We have a good understanding for what this position is paying for. We talked about your attendance and the appointment that you have. I'm just making some notes here of everything that we chatted about.
And when I have those appointments, I usually know those about a month in advance.
Okay. And you said that's usually you try to do that in the morning and then you go right into work afterwards?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. And the reason for your last position ending is that you were in a pretty bad car accident.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. But you have recovered since then and you're okay with sitting, standing, and
Yes, ma'am.
okay, perfect. All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the interview, but don't go anywhere. We got a few more things to talk about.